Hello, I'm Jennifer Leon Hill, author of Unlocking the Classroom Door. And I want to read to you an excerpt today. Excerpt from my book called The Whatever Generation. We've had so many generations defined throughout the ages, like baby boomers, Gen X, Gen Y, millennials, but I do believe, my personal opinion of course, is that the youth of today can be defined as the whatever generation, Gen W. Of course, we know now they're called Gen Z, but I still like to think of them as Gen W. So the reason behind me saying the Gen W, as I've been a teacher for many years, I started teaching back in 1997. I taught 5th grade for several years. I took a leave to take care of my youngest son. I have 3 sons, and he was the youngest, and he was a lot, so I took care of him. But then when I went back to teaching, I went back and I taught 7th and 8th grade language arts at a middle school. That was fine, no big deal. Now it's about 2005, 2006, got my master's degree, went on, and there came a point in my career where I just needed to be done teaching. It's about 2012. And I decided to start substitute teaching just all over, just kind of to see where I wanted to go, if I wanted to get back into it, if I wanted to stay out of it. And I started to notice a growing trend with students, and it was that they just weren't that concerned about the details. And so because of that, they started to just say, whatever. Now, when I was growing up, back in the 70s and 80s, and even the 90s, and raising my children, my sister and I used to joke, and we used to say, somebody would say, oh, how come you're not this and that? We go, oh, whatever, whatever. And so that was funny. But the sad part is it's really had not gone away. These children of today are kind of whatevering out things that they're reading or learning just because they don't understand. So I was in a situation, I talk about it in my book, I was in a situation where I was subbing and we were reading a short story. It was The Ransom of the Red Chief. If you know Ransom of the Red Chief, you're laughing right now because it's a hilarious story. And we're reading it, but it was written in 1910. So the language, the vernacular was really advanced. And even though it's about children, it's a child, children are reading this, the language was a little advanced. So the students would be reading, and they would be reading along, and they would come up to a word that they didn't understand, didn't know, couldn't immediately say it, and they would just be reading along, blah, 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 whatever, blah, 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 whatever, blah, 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 whatever. And they would read and lose. And I would say, stop, stop, stop. We need to know what that word means. We need to talk about that. And they would just, whatever, who cares? I don't really care. It's not a big deal. I don't care. Just tell me what the book's about. So the whatever generation, Gen Z, we do need to maybe pay a little more attention. Don't let them whatever over things. Talk to them. Get them into it. Explain what things are. Because the more they do that, the more they lose over the years. So I talked about that in my book, and I'm going to greater detail, of course, but I really enjoy all of your guys' support, and I really enjoy that you might be enjoying my book, and if you are, please let me know. And if you ever have any questions, let me know what the questions are. I can talk about it in one of my videos. I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much for watching.